Hmm. Oh, wow. I lost. Doesn't matter, man. It's all cool. We're going to continue doing what we do. All right, so that should be it. Set up. Right. So this morning we have a pretty big mover up here. INVO up 192%. Go ahead and look at that. INVO, will pull it over here to our daily chart. So here's our daily chart here on INVO. You can see, looking back, it's been getting a pretty nice little beat down, but it does have a little bit of news today. Ended yesterday at 54 cents, and it has this gap up here. Has this gap that it has to prove here. Okay, it also has a little previous bottom here at the 243s. Right now, current price is at 154, so it's not even over $2 yet. The news on this thing is Invo Biosciences sets a reverse merger there. Submit a ticket. Okay. Biosciences. Thank you. All right. What's up? What's up? Yeah, INVO, the only thing you're watching, yep. I mean, it's up 185%, so it jumped up $1. 11 million shares already traded on it. We jump over here, we can see the yearly average, or the average year-to-date volume is 96,000. So it is, the R-ball on this thing is crazy. It's quadrupled. I don't even know the word. I don't even know the word of the multiple. But anyway, let's jump back over here to the scans real quick. Nothing else really standing out around here. Roche buys Pfizer and Roviant Sciences for $7.1 billion deal. So Pfizer getting bought? What? Is this serious? No way. Okay, as per terms, Roche will pay a purchase price upfront along with a near-term milestone payment of 150 million. Televant was jointly formed by Roivant Sciences and Pfizer Inc. Okay, so a couple of merger deals going on around there. That may be interesting. But that is definitely a higher float on that play. Okay. So yeah, INVO looking like the one on the day. TV. So, what are interesting levels that we can see on INVO here? What's up, Drifter? For INVO, we have where could it fall to? I mean, it's at the 141 right now. Previous somewhat support around here, but it's not obvious support. Let's look back on the charts. Did it ever come down here? Yeah, back way back on in 2012, it was back here at this support level. But that is a long way back, right? Almost 10 years since it's been to this level and now popping back up. But I believe it can play between this 147 and maybe up to this 236. I don't know if it'll get into this gap, but all of those are possibilities. It depends on, who's willing to sell and what all. But I need to see what they mean by reverse merger because it said they have a reverse merger deal. Private shares. Reverse merger. Let's go look at that. Okay. Definitive merger agreement to establish expanded publicly traded life science. Reverse merger advantages and disadvantages. See what they got going. So, what are implications of a reverse merger? Reverse mergers are also commonly referred to as reverse takeovers or reverse initial public offerings. A reverse merger is a way for a private company to go public. And while they can be an excellent opportunity for investors, they also have certain disadvantages. Okay, so here's some key takeaways, and I dropped this link in the chat as well. So if y'all want to look at it, reverse merger is an attractive strategic option for managers of private companies to gain public company status. It is less time consuming and less costly alternative to conventional IPO. Public company management enjoy greater flexibility in terms of financing alternatives, and the company's investors enjoy greater liquidity. Public companies face additional compliance burdens and must ensure that sufficient time and energy continues to be devoted to running and growing the business. A successful reverse merger can increase the value of a company's stock and its liquidity. So lot of green signs there, green flags there. Understanding reverse mergers. Reverse mergers typically occur through a similar, shorter, less expensive. Okay, we've read all that. Let's go to disadvantages. Disadvantages of a reverse merger. A reverse merger can be simpler, but also requires adherence to regulations and due diligence to be successful. Due diligence required. Managers must thoroughly vet the investors of the public shell company. Okay, what is going to affect day traders though? Shareholders, investors of the public shell. Risky stock will be dumped. If a public shell's investors sell significant portions of their shares right after the merger, this can materially and negatively affect the stock price. To reduce or eliminate the risk that the stock will be dumped, clauses can be incorporated into the merger agreement, designating a required holding period. So if they put those clauses in there, this thing may be protected from a big dump. We don't know. I'll go and check the documentation real quick. No demand for shares post merger. After a private company executes a reverse merger, will its investors really obtain significant liquidity? Smaller companies may not be ready to be a public company. There may be a lack of operational and financial scale. Thus, smaller companies may not attract analyst coverage from Wall Street. After the reverse merger is consummated, the original investors may find little demand for their shares. Okay. Reverse mergers do not replace sound fundamentals. For a company's shares to be attractive to prospective investors, the company itself should be attractive operationally and financially. Okay. And then the regulatory and compliance burden. Okay, we've already seen that up top. So let's go back and look at some of this documentation they got out here for INVO. First thing we see, now we know a little bit more about a reverse merger. We know that some of the big things that need to be looked into is their financials, and this company was at 50 cents, so don't really know how well they're doing as a company. Post-merger, the combined company operating under the name Naya Biosciences will be dedicated to increasing patient access to life-transforming treatments. Actually, that's another thing we need to look at. What is this company actually doing? INVO profile. Okay, medical devices based out of Florida in the United States. INVO Bioscience Inc., a commercial stage fertility company, provides assisted reproductive technology solutions worldwide. Its flagship product is InvoCell, a medical device that allows fertilization and early embryo development to take place in vivo without the woman's body. InVivo Bioscience Inc. was founded in 2007 and is based out of Santa Rosa, Florida. Okay. So a lot of information there on that one. INVO, let's go and look into their financials, see what they're sitting at, because we know that they just told us if it doesn't have good financials, the demand for the shares to continue circulating could dry up pretty fast. Let's see, total revenue, TTM, which is the 12-month trailing revenue. Let's see, 2022, 2021. So it looked like it went up in 2021 and then went down, went down in 2022. Maybe in vitro procedures went down as well. I don't know. Let's see, cost of revenue. But that makes sense though, because during COVID, people were trapped in the house and maybe people wasn't doing so much like dating and, intermingling with people. And so they wanted to go in vitro, operating expense, operating income. All of this is in a negative. Operating income is in a negative. Let's see. So like I said, it did go down even further in 2022. Net non-operating interest, pre-tax income, everything's pretty negative. Let's see what we got. Total expenses. Their expenses did go up in 2022. Let's go over here to, where is it? Holders. See what they got for holders. Do they even have any information over here? Okay, AWM Investment Company has 31,000 shares, so they got 1%. Vanguard is still in this thing. So that's Vanguard is a okay investment company. I don't know if they'll continue to hold their shares after this reverse merger deal. Geode Capital Management, Two Sigma Securities, Virtue Financial. Okay, but for the most part, the most notable one is Vanguard Group Inc. Okay, top mutual fund holders, Vanguard again in there. So we'll have to see what this thing wants to do. We got about 15 minutes to the bell, and it is the number one stock sitting up there on today. We looked into it a little bit, coming back to the 150 level. The previous, if we look out here on the hour chart, we can see that this previous candle was at the 125. So I wonder, will that hold for some type of temporary support at the 125 if it comes back and visits that? Other than that, we have this move all the way down here, but that will be back under $1. Back to this gap. So where will we see this thing go? In vitro. One Life, that ain't. Yeah, that's what I was looking at. One Life, that's a smaller. It's definitely a smaller holding for them. I've seen them have like hundreds of thousands of shares of companies that they actually believe in. But with their reverse merger, they can easily dump their shares here at the open. So, could get very risky here at the open. But I did see ROIV as one that was kind of looking better with Pfizer being bought. Pfizer being bought on ROIV, but it's a higher float, may not be as explosive. But I definitely was looking into this. I might add it to my watch. RIV here. It's $10. Let's look at that chart. ROIV. Yeah. This one right here, it's already been on an uptrend and it just is buying Pfizer. So I'm wondering how much further will it be able to jump up? This deal that they have is what, $7.1 billion deal. Is that enough to buy Pfizer? 7.1 billion deal. I don't know. Roche buys Pfizer and Roviant. Oh no, Roviant is getting bought with Pfizer. Okay, what is this other Roche? What is their ticker symbol? Roche ticker symbol. What? Can't be right. That can't be right. $33 and it's OTCM. What? Am I tripping? Is this the right? Roche Holding. Okay, let's type that in. RHHBY. Looks quite fishy. RHHBY. This is their daily chart. Does not look like they receive a whole lot of volume. Some days they do. A million shares traded on some of those. 37. Was it 33, 37 right now? I don't understand why they're making such a small move then. RHHBY. Yeah, this seems like it should be a bigger deal. So they're acquiring rights into a definitive agreement to acquire Televant, including rights to the novel TL1A directed antibody for the treatment of inflammatory bowel disease, or IBD, from Roviant. So they're getting rights for their products. I don't know. I don't know. That one seems fishy. That one seems like it should be getting more attention, but it's not. Okay, what is this other one? TGH up 48% over here. What is this talking about? Textainer agrees to purchase or to be purchased. So this is an acquisition, not even worried about that. I do not do acquisitions. Okay. So pre-market we hit a high of 166. I'm thinking it can test back down to like 125 levels, and I just want to watch this one. This one is not one that would even meet my criteria, but it is the top mover on the day, so I'll watch it and see if anything else hits the scans. These stocks like this are the reason that Mondays are so bad at the open, man. They get huge snapbacks because people don't look into anything. They just go trade. I think you should use as much information as you can in a trade to support your entries and exits. But some people be like, well, sometimes you know too much, and it's like, well. Sometimes you overload your brain. I think the only time you can overload your brain is if you wake up 5 minutes like right at the open and then try to do the research, right? You wake up right before and then it's like, no, give your brain time to process what you've read. All right, so we look out here on the level twos, we can already see stacks piling up. We got 22,000, and with this price, 22,000 may not even be a big size for this. And then we look on the other side, we see 10,000, 18,000, 14,000, 12,000 on the books. Um, I want to see some of these levels get tested. I want to see it try to get back down to like maybe the 125s. That's where I think it can go. If it goes there quickly, it might give a little quick bounce. But I don't know how willing people will be to buy that up. What's up, Jim? Back in here in the morning watching INVO top mover on the morning up 188%. We've already looked into their catalyst, which was a reverse merger. Um, could be good for some companies, but for this one, with their financials and all that, we look through their financials and everything, we may see a little bit of dumping. We may see some hopes and dreams get crushed here, but there may be opportunity on the table if you're willing to accept the risk. You know, put your big boy shoes on. I don't even know if they'll be big boy shoes. It's just diamond hands really at this point. I don't like diamond hands. I like calculated entries that make sense and not just to me, because I'm just some dumb guy on the internet. I like things that are obvious to a lot of people. Right now, INVO has a ATR average true range of 12 cents. Has a RVOL that probably needs to recalculate because this volume that it's receiving right now is way over its average year-to-date volume. So I do know one thing: if people want to dump, there are plenty of holders here to be dumped on. Average average year-to-date is 96,000 shares traded per day. Over pretty much 100 times its volume. All right, we got 6 minutes to the bell. I'm thinking it can come on back down to like the 125s and maybe even challenge the $1, but below the dollar, I don't know how good their recovery is going to be on today. Let me look at some of this other stuff. Let's see. Anything else worth looking at? Tesla. What's Tesla doing? Still gapping down. Tesla's had a couple of days. It came and broke this lower level on the 211s and it's still going down here to the, what's price is it right now? 210s. So right above the 200s is where it's kind of finding a little bit of a bottom. Possibly. We don't know. Got a couple of crowns up here they can run into at the 200. SPY, we have not looked at the SPY today. Kind of just looking flat right now. We'll have to see what kind of decisions they make. Chicago Fed National activity for September 2nd. 32-inch iMac Pro rumored to launch in late 2024. White House says or that's from a couple of days ago. Amazon, Alphabet, Meta, Intel Q3 earnings this week. Bloomberg reported earlier U.S. allies hold talks on concerns of the Israel-Hamas war will spread. Asia and Europe markets slide. Crude oil cools off. Yeah, I actually got stopped out of my positions on crude oil for green. I just saw crude oil. It did false breakouts too many times, and I just moved my stop up with it and just got stopped out. I was like, whatever. It just wasn't as active, and I didn't see the prices at the pump going up anymore. The prices were like 315, and they came down to like 280, 279. I was like, they're not going up, so this may not be a good look. I try to use the real world, what I see in the real world to trade as well, because it helps. And I would have definitely probably took given back a lot of profit if I didn't pay attention to what's going on in the real world. All right, so we got about 2 minutes left. We're gonna see it open on INVO. What's up, Lori? In the house. All right. Yeah, INVO, man. It just looks like, after you traded for a while and you see something on Monday morning and it's like, I bet souls are gonna get taken on this. I bet that's what the shorts are thinking right now. They're like, bro, we about to kill everybody. Everybody. Then it's a cheaper stock too. Oh man. This might be bad for the longs today, man. We'll see. So 150, getting a nice little test here. Of course, y'all know the longs believe in VWAP, so let's see what happens if VWAP ends up getting snapped here. Will it do a quick snap and try to jump back up, or will it be a dump through VWAP? VWAP right now is at the 140. Here we go. 10 seconds left. This, hey, that's what I had marked down here. About the 120 is where I'm expecting it to go immediately. 125, get on down there. 150, holding a little sideways action. Bang, bang, let's go. Quick snap through. Did it get through the 140 right there? Low of 144. I almost got the snap through. This thing's gonna mess somebody's week up. Barely moving away from that $half level of the 150. The only issue this company is gonna have is to continually produce at the level, whatever price that they stick at. They're doing a little bit, going into a halt right here. So starting off Monday into halts, we can see the orders piling up on the books, 223 thousand shares into halts, up 209%. ATR of 19 cents. RVOL, look at this RVOL. It's 320 times the regular day of trading. Huge RVOL. Let's see if what the range looks like on this thing. First couple of minutes gone. Things are going to get nasty. Let me go and look at, it's probably going to be a 5-minute halt. Everything else that's up is pretty much below $1. AULT up 23%, ART, WTER, AKU, all these are below, and they wouldn't even be meeting the metrics because they're not even getting an average range of even 10 cents. This one's got 2 cents, 4 cents, 6 cents. If they get up, we'll look at them, but yeah, not looking too interesting there. I want to see that range. All right. But yeah, let's look at what time this thing's going to be opening up. I use NASDAQ trader halts to kind of see what time that's going to be happening. 10:23. So it halted at 9:31:25. Should be opening up at 9:36:25. And we will be here for it. Y'all see anything else y'all are interested in, definitely throw it in the chat and we can look at it. Doesn't really matter if it's low flow, high flow, whatever it is. We can look at whatever while we wait on this crucifixion. I've still been building out my other portfolios. I got some high yield dividends. And now I'm focusing more on some of the higher priced dividend, getting some more stable dividends into my account as well. Some notable ones are, let's see, where are they? I know for sure I got UPS, I got ABBV, I got Home Depot, I got a couple of them that, have been stable for a long time and have really kept stable dividends. I got a couple other ones, but we'll see. We'll do a dividend review one of these days. Anyway, jumping over here to INVO on the daily chart. If we look at the levels that we marked, this was what I was seeing as a little bit of consolidation here at the um or previous, but it wasn't really obvious. It's not like it came to this level and bounced off. It's just flat trading around here that it got a little bit of a pop off of. But we see the top side is the 175. So on open, we'll see how it reacts on this 175 level up here. Will it be able to attack and go higher, or will it get attacked and have to test back down? Let's see. Previous levels are just not obvious on this thing. I'm not gonna guesstimate any levels. If it's not obvious, I'm just not gonna put it there. But this one's pretty obvious, the 175 and this consolidation here. So whatever. Let it ride. Donnell said no chasing for me. We're gonna see, man. Maybe TPST back on the scans, but it has low RVOL. Oops. TPST. TPST doing some little pops around, coming back up to that $5 level, trying to break above it. Has 1 million shares traded. Let me go back to INVO. It's supposed to be opening up here at the 25. We're about to get an open on INVO. Let's see where it goes. If it's a 5-minute halt. Yep, there's the open. Just above the 75. Will it snap back below 75? 75 got touched. Will it go ahead and break through? There's 75 getting broken down there. Trying to hold it though. Okay, 75 was the level that we spotted. Let's go ahead and put some resistance up here. Where's the 75? Well, looks like it wants to eat up the 80s. All right, back over to the daily chart. So it looks like it got over this 75 level momentarily. We'll see how long that lasts. Had a little bit of, I wouldn't even call this consolidation. This is just too short to be consolidation, these 4 bars. But it did have a push down in this area from the $2 last time it got up here. So $2 is the level. Pushing on up there. 196, 190, whatever. Didn't really give any dip move on this one. It just kind of went. Didn't go far, but it went. ATR now at 22 cents. Let's see if it can get back below that 175 level. Coming to a heavy whole dollar level there at the $2. Okay. A lot of hopes and dreams at that $2 break. Let's see what they get. $2 getting tapped. A lot of waiting at this $2. I wonder if they're gonna push it through and then pump it back down. Let it hit $2 and then pump it back down. There's 202s, slight break. This is another halt? No way. This halt is way smaller than the last one. Last halt, we saw 200,000 shares hit the bid. So this one's a much smaller halt. Barely breaking out of 2. What will the open look like for this thing? Up 274%. I want to see the reaction to the 2. It hasn't even shown any yet. But this halt is definitely noticeably smaller. Shares hit the books on this one. TPST still out there, 11% up. Did it have news on it there or something? No, it didn't. Just out doing his thing. All right, let's jump back over to the scans real quick. Oh, there's TGH. That was the acquisition we saw earlier. Nothing else really looking great over here. TGH. Yeah, that's why I don't like acquisitions. Trash. So looking over here on the daily chart for INVO again, it got over this level of the 175. 175 was right there. Testing the level of the $2, but if we look back here, this was a previous level that it faced some type of resistance right here. Right, can I put it there? Yeah, right there in this level. I want to see what happens when it starts to enter this level right above the 2. Will it find another double top? And then above that, we got this nice gap here above 234s. Okay, what time is this thing supposed to be opening? Halted at 9:40:01. So looking for a 9:45:01. 2 minutes. Wow. TPST continue to kick out. Lori says has room up to 295 if it can hold 2. Let's see. Or 395 if it can hold 2. My bad. Let's see what this thing wants to do. 45:01. 1 minute left. Okay. Let's get it. Only other thing I see over 100% was a super cheap stock AKU up. It was over 100. It just dropped under 100 right there. But we're about to get an open here in a couple of seconds, supposedly. So there's the open right above the 2. Was that a nice little fake at the 2? 207s holding above that 2 for now. VWAP currently at 181. Okay, so let's see if we can get back to the 175 level. Oh, it halted down. Never mind. Forget 175. And this halt down is a lot bigger share size on the books on the way down here than what we saw on the bid side when it went into the halt to the upside. It only had about, what, 60,000 shares. This thing popped up with 100 something. So looks like there's some fear here on INVO. If we look on the daily chart again, we can see it hit this level here. We had identified here as previous support, and I didn't put this on here as previous support simply because there's a topping tail. It's the size of the tail relative to the body of the candle. You know, this little body, it got pushed down pretty aggressively out of this level. And so that's what I was looking at right there. And now we're here on the high of 213 and pushing back down. And the next question is, how will it hold this previous level that it faced some resistance at, which was the 175? AKU ended up just not doing anything. 27 cents, up 88 cents. Not even worried about that one. TPST coming on down as well. Wow, my stomach is growling. Oh boy. Gotta go outside and shoot some birds. TPST tested this level before and now it's testing it again, but Monday morning, no news on it. I don't know what it can do, up 16%. Continues to be kind of strong. Breakout of this level would be the high of 546. Let's look what the SPY is doing. The SPY still dumping. Okay, so out of the open, it did come down to the 417s. So still a nice bearish movement in the market. Look over here on the SPY. Breaking down that 200 SMA, simple moving average. Let's see what time this thing's supposed to be opening now. AKA halted, okay. INVO halted at the 45.42, so should be opening up at the 50.42. Looks like TPST is about to be doing a breakout here. This one has much larger range than NI or INVO, but it's got to get going through this top. This is the second time that it's been in this area, as we stated before. Spent some time here. Top side previously was around the 950s. But if it comes back below, what, the $5 is probably going to be a little weak on the day. especially with the SPY continuing to do what it's doing. Up, the SPY engulfing this last candle. Let's see if it can actually break the high here back over the 420s. Still looks pretty flat on the hour chart, but it looks like it's starting to get some bullishness on the 15-minute. All right, show us the way here on INBO. Here we go with the open on the 42. There's the open back down to the 175. Let's see how it continues to test. 175 was a place that we've been watching all morning. Getting a small bounce off 175. Let's see if they can stop the momentum of this sell-off. Popping right back up above the 180s. VWAP currently at the 183s. It's like TPST continues to fail that breakout, but it's probably going to be a slow mover throughout the day anyway. I don't want that one. $175 test again, heavy test. Let's see where this thing dumps to, or will it go into a halt to the downside? Will it engulf this previous 15-minute candle all the way down here to the 150s is the question. I wonder, has Vanguard got rid of their shares yet? Or are they still holding? Vanguard had a small position in this stock as well. So right now it has an ATR of 23 cents. This thing moved from 147 up here to the $2. So it's about 50 cents in the first candle, which we expected to be a little bit more explosive. And now on this candle went down to the 172 and high of the 214. So we'll have to see what the consolidation looks like for this thing, because it's definitely done its ATR here. Oh. Holding above VWAP again, but this candle has not closed yet. We have about 7 minutes until this candle closes. And tell me it's not halting again. So every time these halts, the bids, when you look at the bids, they're getting smaller and smaller going to the upside, and we're seeing bigger and bigger going to the downside. So definitely watch the books. We're at 198, 266 shares traded. Very kind of small range, choppy stock, but going into these halts, even without covering like a whole lot of range. But I guess these will be big moves for this price range. All right, TPST still doing its thing. Okay. So as for now, pretty much watch the top mover on the day. Try its best to get on out of there. Losers, what is this? RVMD. What did you lose? Revolution Medicines shares are trading lower after company announced it presented clinical activity and safety data from its phase 1b trial. So it fell 38%. I like to keep up with the losers, especially if it's a loser that's paying a dividend. I'm like, oh, look at these discount prices. Shall I partake? Especially if they don't really have a reason to be down. Actually, let me go ahead and check. Let me check this. So today is the day that this company right here that I've been watching is going into trial. HE. I have a very small position in here. They're trying to prove that they had nothing to do with the California I said fires. Um, and with that, I want to see if they do prove that they're innocent, will the price bounce? Now I have a small share size. This is a dividend stock. And I just want to see what was going to happen. If it drops, okay, I'm cool. I'll just look and see what were the results of the trial. If it pops up, I got my little piece. But yeah, we're out here and we're observing everything in the market. Let's jump back over here and go to INVO. We'll see how this thing opens, and then I'm going to I hear a couple of emails and stuff coming through. I'm gonna get to work here on Monday morning. But yeah, interesting day on INVO. We don't normally see reverse mergers, but we're seeing how they kind of act right now. And we read the pros and cons of them. We went over all the information. I don't know. I'm not going to be probably partaking in this one. I will let Monday have its way and come back tomorrow and look for some profit taking. And I also want to keep up with what's going on in the war as well, because I don't know. It seems like we're getting ready to send a couple billion over there to help out, and I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot going on, a lot to keep up with. Okay, so when is this thing going to be opening here? INVO close on the 53, should be opening up on the 58.37. Let's see if it's bigger moves down or up. Does it want to revisit the 2? Or is this thing going to be a halt factory all day? Okay. There's the open. Challenging the 2. 209s, 202s. Okay. Getting some holding of the 215s. Challenging this level here. We look out here on the daily chart, it's challenging this level heavy right here. Almost to the top side of it. 230, 235s looks like would be the top. It's back into a halt again. God, this is a halt factory. This is a halt factory. 225s getting a hit there. Oh well. I'll continue watching this one throughout the day, but I don't really see anything that I'm going to take trades on. I don't really want to accept the risk of this one. So whatever, let it go. If you have a strategy, if you're going to trade it, definitely be careful. We've seen this thing halt back to back, very little actual trading time within it. But you know, happens. But if you're gonna continue trading, definitely keep your head on a swivel. Appreciate you guys for tuning in on a Monday morning. Hopefully y'all have a fantastic week. And I'm about to get out of here. And as always, I will see you guys. I stream on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Sometimes I go out of town. Sometimes I have other work to do, and I'll let you guys know in the Discord. Or I'll let you guys know on a stream before I end up leaving. But yeah, that is it for me today. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.